people that I know that are coaches
Hmm.
have mentioned DFT, and the familiarity with Avatar is not there. Why is that?
Why are coaches not really familiar with Avatar, you're asking?
Yes.
Well, Avatar is a unique training, and it's they don't advertise it. So when people are ready for the material, it shows up, or a person shows up, or, it's more intuitive. It's more um, like it's a higher self training. So it touches your heart, it touches your spirit. And when people feel like I did when I got that magazine, it made no sense to my mind. But when I looked, it touched me deeply, and I could feel this was part of my journey. And so when people are ready for the material, it shows up in their space, you know?
With the audience we've got right now today,
Hmm.
um, how do they know whether or not they should utilize EFT or Avatar or a combination of both?
Well, if you do the Avatar course, you don't need EFT. It's it's that in depth of a training. Um, and with the Avatar course, it's very much about empowering the individual. So when you do the Avatar course, like let me explain what it is. So it's a 9 to 11 day training. If you're doing it on Zoom, it's about 10, 11 days. If you're doing it in person, it's 9 days. The first part of the Avatar course is known as resurfacing, and that focuses on kind of the mental skills. It's working with your attention, it's working with your will. You learn exercises to shift your perspective. You learn how to explore viewpoints. You learn how to discover the beliefs that you're really holding so you can change them. You learn how to unfix your attention when you're stuck, kind of like um, you make an error in a game and you can't think of anything but that mistake. That's known as fixed attention. And the odds of you making that mistake again are really great because your attention is fixed on it. So what we teach people to do is in life how to unfix your attention in any area, work, finances, relationships, so that you have that attention available to you so that you can create what you want. And it would be equivalent to when your attention is freed, you're not like pulling a horse like this on the reins. You have a gentle lead and you're sitting in the saddle and you can navigate and move more freely where you want to go in life. And the value, I encourage parents to look at this because the one of the greatest values of Avatar, my daughter did Avatar when she was 7, and now she's 23. She got a really great job that she likes. You know, she learned these skills when she was 7 years old. And she worked her way through divorce. She worked her way through emotional trauma. She worked her way through a near fatal car accident. She worked her way through areas of her life. But the certainty that she lived with, as far as what she wanted to study in college, was she was clear. What she wanted to do in high school, what classes she wanted to take. She knew who she was. And that's the greatest gift is being able to look within yourself, introspect, having the tools to really know who you are so that you can live a life that's your design instead of being pulled um, based on other people's ideas for you. So as
Right.
far as attention, like circling back to attention again, and we talked about if you're if you're visualizing where you want the ball to go, you're using attention. So in Avatar, resurfacing is all about understanding how attention works. Non-avatars know, pay attention, can I have your attention, ADHD, ADD. So when so the law of attraction, are you familiar with the law of attraction?
Yes.
So the law of attraction is using attention to manifest what you want. Just like a
Mhm.
lot of athletes are really good at visualizing, you're using attention to create what you want out here.
Mhm.
And through the avatar training, you learn how to fine tune that. You learn how to release fixed attention in areas that you don't want attention located, like errors, bad habits, um, trauma, bad relationships. There's certain areas we want to unfix ourselves. And when you have control of your attention, and here's the thing, when your attention is fixed on something, there's a part of you attached to it. So if you are still angry about somebody that wronged you when you were 10 years old and now you're 30 years old, a part of you is still attached to that. So you're not playing with a full deck. So that's another value of learning how to release fixed attention. So there's more of you in present time. I had done hypnosis with a young boy. He was, you know, when you fail your driving test, you like, he was now on his fifth failure. His mother was driving him to college. The day before he was going to retake the test, he came to me for hypnosis. And so I guided him to whatever created this fear that was preventing him from passing his test. And the next day he passed his test. So there's something about consciousness that is very valuable territory. So to learn the skills of being able to explore what's hanging you up. So in his case, he didn't have the skills to explore his consciousness. So he came to a hypnotist. So I helped him. I knew I could bring him to where the situation is. But as I was saying, Avatar is a course that's 9 days long, and you progress in the development of these skills so that when you're in the third section of the Avatar course, you now have the skills to bring yourself to that point where you created an idea that's interfering with your ability to pass the driving test. That's the progression of Avatar, is you learn how to handle limitations, you learn how to handle identities that you might not be aware that you're operating from. You learn how to discreate those harmful identities. You learn how to handle all kinds of life situations that may be holding you back. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about those links because I'm going to have them in the notes.
Okay.
Talk about a little about them now.
Well, I linked Brad Yates, who is an EFT specialist. He works with athletes. I think he's in Australia or New Zealand, one of those Pacific countries. And he's very briefly explaining about, he has a little clip of Jesus Raes tapping in the dugout, like I told you about, and then another rugby player from Australia also doing EFT for stress reduction. So that's one of the links that I sent. And then there's the hub is tappingsolutions.com. And then there's the other link for Gary Craig that I haven't sent you yet, but I will, is Emo Free, standing for Emotion Freedom Technique. It's Emo Free, EMO free.com. And those links, there are a lot of free videos, there are free information. The Tapping Solution has an app that you can sign up for. The Tapping Solution, they do the Tapping World Series once a year. So there's a week-long opportunity to tap along with experts. So there's a lot of information online about EFT and tapping. They're the same thing. Emotion freedom technique and tapping. They're used interchangeably.
A link or two about Avatar.
Right.
Can you talk about those?
Yeah. So the link that I sent you for Avatar is experienceavatar.com, I believe it is. And there are 3 exercises that you can experience. So Avatar is experiential. It's not like when you do the Avatar course, when you do resurfacing, you're guided through a series of exercises to start to develop your ability to direct your attention, learning about your attention. So one of the videos is this and that exercise. And what that does is it helps you learn about how to shift your perception. The other exercise is an expansion exercise. And what that exercise does is it guides you in the ability to um, expand who you are so that you experience the expanded version of you, not necessarily the mind body part of you. It's giving you an opportunity to experience the beyond the body aspect of who you are. It's known as the expansion exercise. And then the last exercise is the compassion exercise. And what that exercise does is it helps increase the amount of compassion in the world, on a team, in a family, in the community. And if you go to the link, you have all three of those exercises so that you can have an experience. And each one of those exercises is part of the resurfacing workshop, which is 30 exercises.